Today I want to tell you guys about my copium. Well, not necessarily copium, but my progress and recovery pretty much from my knee injuries. Three knee injuries. And what I learned about life will stick with you. How life really will treat you when you're hurt and injured. Same thing you learn from animals. So, first injury. And I think about the first two injuries with the same training partner. I talked about it in different videos. I went to spar with a really good mindset. I'm always trying to help people out, teach them stuff, whatever. I'm not trying to go with Mr. Big Ego because the people I'm training with are all professional fighters and they have their goals. So at least the mindset that I'm coming from, I know that I can't. It'd be a dickhead move to just show up in there and try to hurt people and show off. I'm there to train and learn. And my pad fell. Talking about training. All right. So, long story short, I remember he kicked me in the leg and my leg buckled. And I got on some big ego shit. I'm like, no, I gotta keep going. That was the first sign. That should have just left it right there. I would have been fine. And then I kept moving. I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep sparring. And I kept sparring. And then my knee buckled. And that was a problem. And I knew it was like something really severe, right? And I wasn't gonna go to the doctor. I know what they're gonna tell me is the end of the world. You're done, you're washed out, blah, 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 blah. But here's the situation in my life at that time. So me and my wife, we came from the US, right? We decided like, all right, let's go to DR. Because we're working remotely. We're gonna be able to make more money and we'll live chilling and more comfortable. And then while that happened, I lost the online jobs. It was just applying for jobs and getting rejected and bullshit interviews and scams and going through that and study more and look for this and piles of resumes and piles of applications. No. And what do you think that created for me? And my family, at least from my wife's perspective, I remember she asked me, do you have a criminal record? Why won't they hire you? And it's just like the whole thing, it must be your fault. I don't understand. If you're putting hundreds of resumes, putting all these hours, and nobody says no, and everybody says no. So I'm not saying this to blame her. I'm saying this because I know there's so many people dealing with that and probably worse, and then nobody talks about it. And I just want to share my experience, how heavy it was in that situation, right? And then my child, she's, me and my wife, so we both were working from home. And then that's when the money really started cutting off. We were basically on savings, which was her savings, which guess what she said? I'm so irresponsible. I went through my savings. Me and my big ego martial arts shit. Why am I practicing martial arts when I'm a father and hearing all that? So I have to continue doing everything every day, limping, and hearing all this and the negativity, and it's hard to get past it. So little by little, I recover, and I needed to, I couldn't find anything, so I connected, with people that I'm working with now and everything, with DFC. And since I was an outsider, it was very careful how they let me in, but they saw that I'm somebody that's trustworthy because, again, I never came with any other hidden agenda or anything. And I started working at one of their gyms while kind of still being injured and using the opportunity to recover. Oh, and then I got the second injury. Is that when I got the second injury? No, I was still working when I got the first injury, yeah. I was working on recovering. Right? And it just took a while. And like to add, I was preparing to make a kickboxing debut through the fucking window. Trying to join the Nationals kickboxing champion team. Going out the window. So, as I recover, I use my training with them to make a little bit of money, recover, be involved in martial arts, started doing the MMA commentary. I'm like, shit, I can't fight, but I can do commentary, man. I'm great at talking at the TV, at the camera, giving lessons, talking, tours. You got me. Nobody knows more. Nobody knows more. I got to do every video. Big, beautiful video. All right, I'm done with that one. So it was a great opportunity. I thanked them for that. But it's just trying to share like that trial. So it was still during the first injury that then the owner, the man, the president of organization. So he's like, man, like, go to the doctor. I'll pay for it. And he knows I'm skeptic. I'm very expressive about how I was during the COVID situation. I'm like, these people are thieves, delinquents. They're going to tell me some bullshit that I need to be chopped into pieces, get a bunch of surgery, and I'm wiped out. So, and I'm like, I didn't want him to spend his money like that, but I'm just at the point of failing and failing and failing and failing. Well, I'm not failing, but that's the feedback that it feels like reality is giving me. I should just listen to other people, I guess, because maybe I am too hard-headed, because that's why I'm hearing at home. You're so arrogant. You're so hard-headed. You don't want to listen to anybody. You just want to do whatever the fuck you want to do. And then I'm like, I need to think that way. But it's like, okay, when it's like that, no, you got to eat the consequences of your actions. Hey. So, I go see the orthopedist. The guy that all the fighters see, he's the man. He gives me some money. And it's sad, because I was making good money to be like, man, here's some money to go. From being like coming in with, I wouldn't say passport bro, but like expat money situation. I'm like, yo, I could do anything comfortably, move around, cool, to be like, man, I need chiripita money, because the only alternative is to go work 50 hours at a fucking call center for $3 an hour. Right? And then I'm an asshole for not wanting to do that. Or being like, and at home, I'm like, I needed to do that, but at the same time, I needed to take care of the baby, and everything being, all these heavy demands. So, the reason I stayed with the fitness is I'm like, well, as I recover, I could probably just get my own clients, I'll have more flexibility, and I could still work on my own thing and take care and homeschool the child. And I know if I just like, all right, let me take the 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, secure job that Ed is here, that some fucking bullshit. It's some fucking bullshit. So I'm like, no, I got to do what I know, like get better, get on training people, and then slowly, I got some clients. Boom, second injury happens. Same thing. I'm like, I'm gonna make the kickboxing debut. I'm ready now. I remember that day I took the baby to the gym and I was hopping months. I was doing spinning roundhouse kicks. I'm not too good at them. I don't even like to train them so much. The point is I'm doing them because I felt comfortable with doing the spinning roundhouse kicks. And when I train with the same sparring partner, those were like a takedown, slaps me across the knee, and that shit just dislocated my knee on the other side. I left limping. The same bullshit again. Now, I couldn't work with the clients I had. I had other prospective clients who wanted to work with me. People knocking on my door. Now I'm like, I could just keep my own personal clients, work comfortably, still do everything. I get injured again. The shit I get from home. No, everybody's, think I'm a lazy, hard-headed motherfucker. To a point that people like around, and I don't want to sound like I'm talking negative around people, but again, it's just my experience. It's probably worse what people have to deal with generally. But I'm trying to get to, I guess before I start pointing of like, who said this and who said that? It's more like, you see how ruthless nature and reality and other people are, that even animals aren't really that ruthless sometimes with each other. And it's sad that the people around you are the most ruthless. They'll step on you first. So, people start around me identifying me with being limp and hurt. And I'm like, I'm recovering every day. Every day I put in the work. Every day stretching. Every day trying and doing the work and taking the baby out. I remember, and I was doing I was trying to build a little children's program with my daughter and some other kids. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't move. I couldn't bend over. It's like I couldn't do anything. And then this expectation that I have to work harder. And what am I supposed to do? Right? And then the fact that I'm like this is like, well, you ain't shit because you're relying on other people now because you're injured. And that's what you got to get to. The moment you need to rely on other people like that, they're like, fuck you. You're hurt. And that's why the cat, when the cat is hurt, he disappears. What about martial arts? Boom, don't show it, because the moment you show that this hurts, the opponent is going to ruthlessly fall upon that. And that is like when people in the zero-sum game, in the spiritual boomer mindset, as I call it. I got to make a video about that. I've been preparing to make that. Spiritual boomer mindset. So they step on you. Make sure you're at the level. You're not this physically fit person who can do whatever they want. Now you are one of us. A goyim. And that really fucking sucked. That really sucked, and it's heartbreaking. It creates so much friction between my family and everything, and I just feel so isolated. I can't really go anywhere. I can't move around. I'm trying my best, but I have no money, but I get rejected, and it's even hard to fucking apply, because then you're getting scammed, and then when you do, oh wait, and I was getting online jobs that like, okay, I'll work for them for a bit, something happened. Work for them a bit, something. And then I realized the high ticket casino bullshit that they do this for beginner reps, or not just, it's just part of the business, that if you're not aware of it, you can really get fucked over like this. And I was going through those ropes too. You know? And I'm not blaming, it's just all of that together. So okay, I'm slowly recovering. And as I'm recovering again, I'm like, all right, I'm getting back on it. The clients are there. They want to work with me. I'm like, I get 5 clients. That's me working no more than 3-4 hours a day with clients and banking comfortably that I can, again, continue my other work, maybe find some other online stuff, work with the baby, try to get this up, to get back on the path. And I go to the gym in the beginning of January last year, and I feel sick, feel smooth, feel comfortable. I'm talking to my guy, president of DFC, and I'm telling him, like, I want to get back in competition. I'm like, you know what, since I'm coming off the injury, like, maybe I should do point fighting. I just want to compete. I want to compete in something. I don't want to do MMA. My goal is kickboxing. But if all I can do is a point fighting, then I'll do point fighting. And I show him, like, yeah, I'm really good at hitting smooth, and I'm confident of like when I step and I step off the right leg, right there. That was it. It was just the worst pain I ever felt in my life. It felt like my leg just smashed like this. Boom. It was the first time this happened to me. I had to be carried out the gym. I couldn't get up. It was all on one leg. My knee was so hurt. I could not support any weight on the leg. I came on my motorcycle. I had to ask one of the guys, yo, just drive the motorcycle back home. And my guy drove me back. And when that happened, I saw, like, I'm like, don't cry. Don't cry about it. Just, it is what it is. Take a deep breath. And at that point, I just saw it all. Like, man, a whole year's needed to recover. All this is gone. The kickboxing. And when I get home, this woman is going to look at me like I'm a fucking asshole. And I got home. They took me. Thank you. And because the injury was fresh, it wasn't so bad. At that point, I could still kind of little bit move around, tell what was going on, and then it was like that. I can't believe you're hurt. That's very selfish. I'm like, yo, I didn't even get on the mat. I just took a step. It was a freak injury. And the same thing. Again, like, oh, I got to stay on top of things. From her perspective, I'm working so much. I'm working full time. You're always at home. How are you just a man just homeschooling? And with this stuff, again, because you're selfish. And, it was hard to deal with. And I remember that's when I went back to one of these fucking programs, MLM shit, because they always get you when you're vulnerable. They always get to you when you're vulnerable. And I'm showing up at these freaking programs. I'm like, I got to do something. Like, what am I doing wrong? I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to go through the hardships. Obviously, that created even more friction. Well, I'm telling you, people identifying that I couldn't take the clients at all. I was in so much pain. I couldn't concentrate on sending any other, resumes and shit. Like, I did what I can with the child. Again, continue to do the homeschooling every day, the drawing, the writing, try to get her work out, do the food, da-da-da. My girl's like, nah, I'm out. I'm going to the U.S. because, like, I don't want to live like this. This city sucks. Working here sucks. I get where she's coming from because I never want to work like regular Dominican jobs because the culture is very toxic. The only way to live here is outside of the general culture. The general culture is literal slavery. Even if you participate at the edges, everybody who lives here, like the gringos who live in here, they're living good because they're like, hey, I do what I want. So, you know, it's not here in my home. Look, we chilling. She's from a place near Santiago, and the big cities suck. They're third world cities. It's loud and smelly and violent and all that. You know, and then, you know, she gotta go, right? Came into time, and I'm like, all right, I'm working on this land, planning it out all this whole time. Like, I get started with the land, because for years, I've been trying to make money to make the land produce. And then I was like, all right, I'm not begging. Let me just bring the people together. So I brought my nephew together, my other farmer cousin. I'm like, yo, let's just work together. Let's put this plan, start growing something, da-da-da. Year later, we're making money. The investment has paid for itself. But that caused the ultimate friction. It's like, again, I am the ultimate selfish person. Da-da-da. You know, she's in the U.S. She's doing so much better. Da-da-da. I'm selfish because I'm here. And I've had to eat everything. Every single failure. Every single, like, you're not doing enough. Every single, you're crazy. Every single, you're selfish. Every single, you're not. This is not the way. And the thing is, like, my way has been the way. But as you can see, it's very stressful. Even just talking about it. Triggered. That's good for the liberals right there. I'm triggered. I'm triggered. Yeah. So people go through worse. Since COVID, people have been going through waves. They lost their businesses. People killed themselves. Houses blown up. Who knows? My struggle probably is very lightly. But see, I'm saying all this shit I've been through. That I recovered from the knee injury. So when she left to the U.S., expecting me to be there in a week, and then the same thing, I'm like, yo, I can't even walk properly. But over there, if I go over there, nobody really wants to receive me because I'm difficult, but I don't have a job, but da-da-da-da. I'm like, you know what? If I'm just going to be somewhere, I got to go back home. Work off the land. I don't know. Get together with this. Figure this shit out. And mentally, it was very difficult just to see, like, yo, the reality is if you get hurt, people are just going to be, fuck you. You're a loser. You're a loser. You got injured. You're finally fat. You're finally sick. You can get vaccinated now. And to see that from people. So that sucks. But every day when I came here, I could barely walk. And I was like, yo, hills, stairs. As much pain as I can tolerate. As much pain as I can tolerate. As much pain as I can tolerate. Now I'm hopping around, kicking. You know, there's moments. But overall, I mean, I could sit in a squatting position. Things I couldn't do. For how I was last year, that my knee was so injured that it took me probably like 6 months to finally be able to extend my leg. Now I can run, jump, kick. Teach again. People want to work with me. I can compete probably if I'm very careful with it. And then the same thing, as you're healthy and all that. Yeah, it's cool. Your land's producing now. Yeah, that's cool. If you start showing off, because that's the thing. I was being brought down to be, you ain't shit. You're a brokey. You're poor. Next video, I'm gonna show the eggs. I wish you seen the fruit plant. So these people could tell me I'm gonna put this psychology in my head. They do this shit to you. Because you're hurt. Even though you trying your best. And you got resources, whatever the fuck you got. But like, nah, you ain't shit. We want to drag you down. Because you're hurt. So I don't want to hear ever again this bullshit. People like, I can't recover from it. I don't want to work out again. Well, I did it. I started running hills every day, harder and harder and harder. Hitting the back, harder and harder and harder. After people told me I was wiped out, the fucking orthopedist told me I'm done. I'm wiped out. I need surgeries. I'm never going to do martial arts again. To get hurt 3 times, to have everybody just fucking, I'm out of here. And now, let's see. Look at that, my friend. Look at that, my friend. Look at that in the dark. Fuck you. So don't let nobody try to be on this bullshit about I can't recover any injury, come back from it, and know that like, damn, people treat you like this, fuck it. That's what it is. But that's it. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Big Lee right there, Big Lee. Tie it back in, last thing, because I'm running out of space. The fear transmutation manual. Look, I just showed you practical application, frustration, all of it of going through fear, going around it, getting to the other side, getting stronger, recovering from everything, seeing your will done. It's going to be downstairs. I made it for you for free. I'm going to try to put it on Amazon now, though. If you want it for free, for now, while it's there for free, there you go. Get it. I'd love to hear what you think about it. Harold here. Thank you for watching so far, and I hope you have a fine evening. Os.